Okay, so if you're in the market to buy a house and you plan to use a mortgage, this may pertain to you, and this is something that you may not be aware of. This is Mondays with Mike, by the way, and this has implications for sellers also, but we'll get into that a little bit later. We're going to be talking today mostly about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's decision to increase the limits on the loans that they guarantee. Let's start with the basics. What is Fannie Mae? What is Freddie Mac? Let's just talk about them together, even though they're separate entities. Since 2008, when the U.S. federal government took control effectively of them, they've been government-controlled entities that essentially guarantee half of the $11 trillion mortgage market in the U.S. And what that means simply is that when you get a loan from a mortgage bank, if it's within the parameters that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac approve, they will buy that loan from the lender who made that loan to you. That's what we mean by guarantee. So if the lender makes a loan that fits within their guidelines, they know that essentially the government is going to buy it, maybe even within days on the secondary market after the loan is made. So loans that fit within that criteria, those are called conforming loans. And you might hear people talk about jumbo loans. Jumbo loans are loan sizes. It's mostly loan size that we're talking about that exceeds the limits. All right, so what does that do for you as a borrower? If you're within the conforming limit, if you're within the parameters, you are going to have more favorable terms. It's less risky. This is not always the case. There are some banks that specialize in jumbo products, and if you're a certain type of buyer, you might get a better rate with a jumbo loan. It's all market specific, but generally speaking, conforming loans are considered safer by mortgage lenders, and you'll get better terms. Now, the existing limits to those loans, and I'm going to actually get you pretty precise numbers here. Right now it's $548,000, but in more expensive areas of the country, and it goes by county, we're at $822,000. Now the jump from 2021 to 2022, which is around the corner, less than 4 weeks off, is going to be $647,000 as the baseline, and $971,000. I'm rounding a little bit here, but pretty approximate, pretty precise, I should say, for the expensive markets. What markets locally fit into that category? You name them: Nassau, Suffolk, Kings, Queens, New York County, Westchester. All the ones that we service fall within that higher limit. So what does this really mean for you? This means that home prices have been going up, obviously. People have been saving more money, and there are a lot of people that have been on the sidelines. If the big factor in your decision was, well, I have this house that I don't understand why it's priced the way it is, but it's in the 900s and my loan amount was going to exceed the limit, this may affect you, and you may actually be able to be within the conforming limit. It's a little bit controversial because this is a government backstop. So there are some in the industry who are a little bit concerned that they've jumped up this much year over year, but it is what it is. It's going to affect January 1st, and it may impact you. If you're a seller, remember I said this could impact sellers also, this is another force that is also in your favor, because now a house that maybe you were considering pricing within the limits, doesn't happen that often, but maybe it's right on the cusp. You might now have a house that's going to be for sale, and for most people who can afford it, it's there's a high price, but we still have to talk about affordability at every level. They may get better terms now, and I think the other thing that's at play, and this is the other market factor that is still favoring sellers, is home prices, obviously. So we have the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan limit increases. I don't want to go too crazy with this because that is the news that I just gave you. We'll give you a quick market update. Also, I was looking at national news because I was looking into the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac decisions. Inventory and home prices in the third quarter, year over year, continued to go up. They went up 16% nationally. So this is like almost not even news anymore. We all know that prices have been going up. What does that mean on a local level? Well, the median home price on Long Island now, which we're going to consider that to be Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County, is now $600,000. If we break it down by county, Nassau County year over year, this is end of October data, we don't have the November data yet, up 10.5% year over year. Suffolk is up 10.6% year over year. And in Nassau, we've got the median home price is now 650. Suffolk, it's 520. Queens is a little bit behind. It's year over year 5.4% that went up, but the median is higher and was higher a year ago. It's 685 now. So it kind of was already there, and Nassau and Suffolk were playing catch up. So what does that mean? If you're a seller, it means we are still in a seller's market in most areas in those three counties. Just looking at the closed sales transactions, this month last year, meaning October 2020 to now, we had 10.4% fewer closed transactions, and available residential inventory is down 25.3%. You notice that I kind of sighed there because we really do need to see a little bit of a rebalancing. We want to get those buyers that are on the sidelines into homes, and people who are waiting on the sidelines to sell, they're ready to move on also. So I really hope that in the first quarter we break that logjam a little bit, and I don't think it's going to be a terrible thing for sellers if we balance out a little bit. It's just going to help keep things moving a little bit better than what we've seen over the last year and a half since they lifted the initial COVID restrictions. So that's what we've got for now. Hope you stuck with us, and we'll be back to you later this month with more updates. Everybody, hope you're having a great December so far. Please, if you have any questions, whatever you're watching this on, if it's Facebook, DM us. If you're within our database, text us. Always happy to answer questions, and you can call as well. Talk to you soon.